Hey guys, what's up, Kardaki here, and today I'm here with another Digimon video. This time around we'll be going over the BT-5 SRs and secrets. So this is going to be kind of a tier list and a kind of a review for the cards that are coming out in this set. This set is very strong, so I'm very excited to play with it. I think this is one of the strongest sets we have for the card game, but we're still going to make a tier list anyway, and this tier list is just kind of like cards based off around in this card, in this set, and the cards that we have in the previous set, and see how well it gels with the other cards. But yeah, let's get right into the video. So first off, we have the Shoutman Dx, which is a Blitz card that we got. So if we look at the card, it's kind of special because it can digivolve onto a level 5 and a level 6, which is something that is introduced in this set. I think a lot of other cards are going to have similar effects to this now, like burst mode cards and stuff. So I think it's going to be pretty cool. So it has the Blitz effect, which is just a mechanic that's introduced this set, where even if your memory goes above 0, it goes past 0, you can still commence an attack, which is pretty good. I think the Shoutman engine will be based around Blitz. Of course, there's other cards with Blitz, but as I can see right now, Blitz is something Shoutman is focusing on. As you can see, you can search for cards with Blitz. And and Shoutman Dx has Blitz. Same with Zeke Greymon. So I think it's quite an okay card. Right now, though, we don't have enough Shoutman to make this deck super good. You're gonna have to play a lot of other red cards in order to make the deck function properly. I still think it's a pretty solid card though, because Blitz is a strong effect in general. We had a card similar to this in Chaosmon in the last set, and that's a card that's played a lot in green and in green decks. So it's pretty good. But let's rank this card. I think as of right now, I think it goes in B tier. Mainly because its second effect is also very good. It's very good against anti-rookie rush, but you need to kind of play your cards. The way you build your deck is kind of restricted, and if your opponent's not playing a rookie rush deck, or they know what's coming, they can kind of prepare for it. So it's you can kind of play around it. Of course, if your opponent gets greedy and they just slap a bunch of rookies on the field, then they're going to regret it if you have Shoutman Dx on the field. But that goes a lot with the cards that are being played in this. That are released in the set. There's a lot of cards that punish rookie rush decks. So as a card that punishes rookie rush, I don't think this card is the best, but it's not bad. It's definitely in B tier. Not the strongest card, but definitely not the weakest card in the set. So next we have Hexablaumon. I think Hexablaumon is a very strong card. When this card attacks, you can trash the bottom Digi-Evolutions cards on one of your opponent's Digimon, and then if your opponent has a Digimon with no evolution cards, this card gets jamming. And then the second effect is that all your opponent's Digimon without evolution sources can't attack or block. So this card is obviously very good against rookie rush decks, but it's also good against decks that it's good against your opponent if they just don't have evolution sources. Especially if you're focusing again on a build that trashes your opponent's Digi-Evolution sources. Every time you attack, you're probably going to get rid of evolution source. So if you build your deck right, you can just make your opponent's deck not function properly, or their Digimon only have one turn to function. For example, they have a level 3, they digivolve into level 4, then they have to kind of attack with it, or else the next turn you're just going to get rid of its Digi-Evolution source with other cards. So I think this card has a lot of potential, and I think it's going to be pretty strong. I don't think it's going to be the strongest though, because there's a lot of cards that can remove it. Outright remove it. So I think it deserves to go in A tier though. But yeah, I think it's pretty good. It definitely does do a lot of damage to Digiburst decks, because they're going to Digiburst, and after the Digiburst they have less cards in their evolution source. So that kind of limits their plays. Like if I want to Digiburst, after Digiburst I might not be able to attack because I have no more evolution sources. So definitely makes green decks not as strong if they're playing against the blue decks. Next we have Lord Knightmon, or Crusadermon. So skill is you may play when this card attacks, you can play a yellow Digimon, or one yellow Digimon with a warrior type, and it's with a warrior type with a paying its cost. And the second skill is for each of your other Digimon, this card gets plus 1,000 power. So This card, it works well with the existing Wargreymon build. It kind of works as a very good support. And if you have the Antiwumon in its source, you can play 2 Digimon with 1 attack. So it's quite good. One of the problems that Wargreymon had is that its power base is quite low. So if it crashes into an 11k, you won't get a second attack. This card kind of fixes the problem by if you attack with this, you're going to play a Digimon, right? And then if you play Digimon, it's going to get at least 1k, and that's not accounting for the other Digimon you already have in the field. And if you have the Antiwumon, you'll be playing 2 Digimon, which gives a plus 2k, which makes it a 13k, which can be over 12ks. It's still going to crash against the Omegamons and other level 7s, but overall I think it's quite good. I think it'll be quite a nice addition to the Wargreymon deck. I don't think it's going to go solo though, because I think Wargreymon is still very good, since you get 2 attacks, which is really good. But I think Crusadermon is also a very nice addition to yellow. I think it deserves to go in A. I'm debating between B and A, but I think it's definitely more A than it is B. I'm gonna put it right now, not as good as Hexavalmon, but definitely better than Shoutman. Next we have the green SR for this set, Reflexmon. So this card is Digiburst 2, so to give all your Digimon plus 2000 power. And then the second skill is once per turn, when your Digimon uses Digiburst, one of your opponent's Digimon cannot attack or block into the end of the opponent's turn. I think this card is super situational. If it gives all your Digimon plus 2000 power until the end of your opponent's turn, it might be better. But right now, I think it's not super good. Stopping your opponent for 1 turn is kind of nice, but I'd rather just outright remove it than stopping it. So I think we have other cards that have better options in green than her. But then again, green already was seeing a lot of play, so I guess they're not giving green as many effects. But honestly, I think the Armageddon is better than this card. But yeah, it's not the first time that Digimon, the card game, made a better U or R than a SR. But overall, I do think that she is the worst SR in the set. I might be completely wrong, and I might be overlooking something. But from what I'm looking at right now, I do think she's not the best card we have in this deck. If you're playing Rookie Rush, if you're playing a Green Rush, she might be okay because it bumps all your rookies with 2000 extra power, so it makes them harder to crash. But I think you just have better options to play. So next we have, whoops, not that yet. Next we have the Metal Garurumon. So this is Metal Garurumon for black, and it has reboot and has a Digiburst skill. So the Digiburst skill it's quite alright. When you Digivolve, you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon that has a play cost of 6 or less, and then if a Digimon was not deleted, you can delete one of your opponent's cards in the security stack. So overall, I think it's quite a interesting effect because it does kind of speed up black decks. But I don't think this is the best black card that we have in this set. We have a lot of very strong black cards, but I think I'll still run him. I'm not gonna run him in 4 though, but I think I'll still run him in some decks, just because his delete is pretty good. And once if you do de-digivolve and then if you somehow were able to de-digivolve your opponent and then you digivolve into this and then Digiburst, then you can do some plays. I don't think he's super amazing though. I think it still might be a little bit too slow for black, but I think he's okay. I think I'll put him in C. There's going to be other cards in this tier too, so don't worry. But I think overall, he's just not the best, not the best card for black in the set. Alright, next we have Chaos Galamond. So we have Chaos Galamond. You guys know I love Galamond and Chaos Galamond. They're just palette swaps, so they still look very cool. So let's look at this effect. So you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon. Or you can delete one of your Digimon and delete one of your opponent's Digimon that's level 5 or lower. And the second skill is once per turn, when your other Digimon is deleted, you can play one purple Digimon from your trash without paying its memory cost, and then you can't activate its on play effect. So it's very standard purple card. Honestly though, I don't think this is super good. I think it feels a little bit slow. If you combo it with Anubismon, it might be okay, but it's a little bit slow. It's less combo piece reliant than the Metal Garurumon, but it also does less. It can potentially do less than the Metal Garurumon. Because if you use Metal Garurumon, level Metal Garurumon, and then you nail Bone, I think it's called Nail Bone, you'll be able to get 2 Digimon, and if you have the Anubismon, they can get haste, so they can attack that turn. So for this one, I guess you can do it every turn. I don't know if it's going to live every turn though. So I don't think it's super good. I'm definitely going to build a deck around it though. I think the other card that we got Megadramon, which is, I think it's Value City. It's very good. It's a very good card, and you can play this card with a the red Galamond too. So I think I'm definitely gonna make a Galamond deck. I don't know how good it'll be, but I'm definitely gonna play around with it. I think it has potential though, but I don't think it's super duper good. I think it does belong in either C or B tier though. Probably gonna put in B tier. Actually, no, I think I'll put it in C tier. I think I'll put it in C tier. I think it's just a little bit slow for purple. Purple has some faster plays they can do, but yeah, yeah, we have other very good cards for purple and black, so don't worry. Next, we are looking at Tactimon. Tactimon is when it's attacking, you can activate one of the following effects, and if you have no other Digimon, you can activate all of them. So one of them is just to gain 1 memory, the other one is to get 2,000 power, and the other one is to delete 3 of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. So the third skill sounds really good. It's really good against Rookie Rush and yellow decks in general. So I'm probably going to play this as like a 2-off or a 1-off in my purple decks, but I don't think it's kind of like a main win condition. So for that, I'm probably not going to put him in super high, but it's kind of a niche card, and it can be very useful situationally. If we do get a sideboard in this game, I'm definitely going to play this card in my sideboard just to play around Rookie Rush decks. But the other 2 skills, it's kind of okay. Like you get 1 memory, that's nice. You get 2,000 power, that's pretty nice. It's puts it at a 13k, which is still not enough to beat over an Omnimon. So it's kind of but it's it's an alright card. I can see him being used as a tech or a sideboard card if we do get sideboard in this game, which I don't think Japan is going to implement, but if you're playing English, maybe. But I think it is probably weaker than the Chaos Galamond. Might bump this up here for now, just for now. We can tune it a bit later. And next we're going to go over the big boys. So these are the cards, the level 7s of the set. So a lot of level 7s in the set, so I'm very happy about that. Next, we're going to look at the Armageddon. So Armageddon, when you play this card from your hand, you may delete one of your Diaboromons, and then you can reduce this card's cost by 12. So it's a 3 cost to hard cast if you have Diaboromon tokens, or if you're balls enough to delete one of your Digivolved Diaboromons. Second skill is all of your level 7 Digimon do not activate their when Digivolving effects. So your opponent. Oh no, not opponent. Yeah, if you're for Armageddon, if you're playing this deck, you're probably not gonna play any other level 7s. But if your opponent's playing, level 7 deck with like Omegamon, Alter S, the BT-1 Omegamon, even some of the Omegamons from this set, they can't activate their on evolution effects, which is really good. But there are the thing is they introduce other cards in this set that don't have evolution effects, like the Omnimon X Antibody. It has an on attack effect, so it kind of gets over this effect. But I think this card is still pretty good. Definitely makes the Diaboromon decks a lot better. Because the thing that the Diaboromon had a problem with before is the Omegamon from BT-1 just deletes all the Diaboromons, and this card kind of helps you stop that. so you're not gonna get face rolled, which I guess is kind of nice because it kind of follows the timeline of the Digimon in the Digimon Adventure story timeline, where in Digimon Adventure 1, you know, not Digimon, but this is our war game, Omnimon just wiped the floor with Diaboromon, and then in the other one, the second one where Diaboromon came back, he evolved into Armageddon, which then crapped over the Omnimon. So I guess that kind of makes it, you know, a lot of flavor. But yeah, I think it's not a bad card. It definitely gives Diaboromon a lot of boost, especially since we have our own engine now. We have Arata Sanada, which helps you with Diaboromon decks, and the new Diaboromon line in general is pretty good. So I think I'll put him in A. Main problem I have with this card is that your Diaboromon tokens won't have evolution sources, and same with if you hard cast this the Armageddon, it also won't have an evolution source. And if you remember, something in this set is very good against decks with that evolution source. So Hexalbaumon I think is a better card than the Armageddon, just because we are playing a deck with that focuses on evolution source removal. Armageddon is probably going to have a hard time to play over it. Yeah. But you know, as I forgot to mention this, but the Chaos Galamond, the whole Guilmon lineup is really strong. So I think I'm very happy for that. As you guys know, I love the Guilmon line in general. So I think I'll use a lot of these cards there. I'll test it, but I don't think right now it's going to be able to match up with some of the other cards in the set, especially since we have a lot of really strong level 7s. But yeah, let's look at the next card. We have Omnimon Swart. Let's look at Swart first. Actually, no, let's look at the regular Omnimon first. So it has two evolution sword, two evolution sword skills. So it has Blitz and it can unsuspend itself. So I think this card is pretty good, but I think the main problem is it doesn't do much afterwards. It has protection, which is really good, but I think the BT-1 Omnimon offers more value. Of course, that one also costs more memory to digivolve into. This one only costs 4, and if you have Nokia, it's only you know, you could be 3 or less, depending on how many Nokias you have in the field. So I think that's pretty good for that, but it doesn't give removal, and it can't do 2 attacks in 1 turn. So I don't think this is the best Omnimon in the set. It's good, but it's not the best. Of course, this card works really well with the new X Antibody, but for now, I think I'll put this at. I'm gonna put this in A tier. Actually, yeah, put it in the top of A tier, just because, you know, it's still pretty good, but it's not the best card in the set. The rest of the Omnimons, though, they're pretty strong. Let's look at Omnimon Sword. So when you digivolve this card, you can trash top 2 cards of your deck, and then you can play up to 2 black or purple Digimon that has a play cost of 8 or less, and without paying its memory cost. So they can still activate their on-play effects. So keep that in mind. So you can activate Chimeramon. So this card is so good. It's a really good card, and it also has a 1 attacking skill, which is you may return 1 level 6 Digimon from this card's digital source to delete 1 of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon that has a 12 cost or less. So yeah, this card is just really good. Mainly just because when his on digital evolution source gets you a +2, and they're 8 costs or less, so you can play level 5s. So that's really good because you can just set up for your turn next turn. If you're playing a black deck, that speeds up the deck a lot. If you're playing a purple deck, you can just call out a bunch of Chimeramons and just pop your opponent's field. It's crazy. This card is really good. Definitely gonna go in S tier. This card's good. This card is good. This card is good. 6 costs to evolve, but you know, for that much value, it's pretty good because you're getting 2 8 cost or less cards from your trash. So that's already 16 cost, and you're doing it for a 6 cost. So it's very good, very good. So I'm probably gonna play this card in my purple metal Garurumon deck, just because it's Value City. It's really good. Next, let's look at the Short Defeat. So it has a security effect, which is pretty interesting. A level 7 has a security effect. So the attacking Digimon does not do battle with a security Digimon, and then you can just play this card without paying its memory cost. The reason they worded it like this is to make this card balanced. If they do a security battle and you can play this card free, that's a super neg on your opponent, and they don't want that to happen. So they just say that, oh, this battle does not happen, so they don't lose their Digimon, but you still get a really strong Digimon on the field. So it kind of makes things a little bit fair. But yeah, this card is just good because you get a free Omnimon on the field. And then the second effect is if you Digivolve into this. So if you draw into this card, it's not a dead card in your hand. You can just Digivolve into it and then just pop one of your opponent's Tamers, which is finally Tamer removal, which a lot of people were requesting for. And then it has an on delete effect, which is just to delete one of your opponent's one of your opponent's Digimon, which is really good too. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon is good, especially since if you attack with this, your opponent's going to have to find a way to destroy, or you're just going to keep swinging at security. And if you crash, for some reason, it's only 13k, so it can crash against other Omnimons. You can just pop one of your opponent's Digimon, so it's really good. It doesn't work against the other Omnimon because it has protection, but yeah, it's still a pretty solid card. I'm going to probably put this below the regular Schwartz, but this card is still pretty good. I'm probably going to play it as a 4-of, just so I can maximize my chance of getting this played into my battle area from security, as well as just popping opponents' Tamers is just really strong, especially if they have a Tamer that they're relying on to get their memory. You play this, bam! They're going to get memory denied. It's going to be good. And last but not least, this is the last card the last high rarity card that was revealed in this set. We have the Omnimon X Antibody. So as you can see that they have the X Antibody here. That's pretty cool. So the skill is you can Digivolve this on top of an Omnimon card or Omegamon card with 3 costs, and it's ignoring its evolution condition. I think this is a very nice way to do it, just so not every deck can splash this card if they made it a 3 cost to evolve on level 6 or 7 or level 7, yeah. Next, we have a when attacking effect is when this card's attacking, you can destroy one opponent that's equal to this power or lower than this Digimon's power. So you can get rid of the the Armageddon that we thought that Omegamon had a problem with dealing with. No, this card just solved that problem. It's pretty good. And then the second effect is when your opponent's Digimon attacks, you can, by discarding 2 cards in this evolution source, you can end that battle. So it's quite good. Just being able to stop a battle is just good. We finally have some interruption between you and your opponent during their turn. So it's pretty good. This card does feel kind of like Utopia from Yu-Gi-Oh! But yeah, I quite like this card. It's pretty good. It's not super. I don't think it's super broken. His deletion effect does require you to attack, so your opponent has 1 turn, at least 1 turn. Maybe they won't have 1 turn if you did Digivolve this onto a Omegamon, but they usually have a little bit of time to react to this. This card doesn't have protection. If you do choose to evolve this on top of a Omegamon from the set, it won't have the protection, but it can stop battle, so it can stop itself from being destroyed in battle. But yeah, overall, I think it's just a pretty strong card. I don't think I would run this at 4 though, just because if you're playing this in the Omegamon deck, it's probably gonna be super clunky. But I still think this card is quite strong. I think I will put this. Okay, let's see. Let's think about this. Okay, I think I'll put this below Omnimon Swart, mainly because this one, your opponent can kind of prepare against, and then they kind of can play around your stop battle effects. they can pop this card first, or they can de-digivolve it first, or can get rid of its evolution source first. There's a lot of things that they can do, but the Omnimon Swart kind of has less stuff to do. If you have a level 6, they can just evolve this and just build up their field. So it's a lot harder to react against. This card, I think it's a little bit easier to react against. Of course, if they do get it out, if they evolve it into on top of a Omnimon or Megamon, you can just swing with it and just pop a Digimon. But yeah, I guess I do think that the Omnimon Swart is a bit stronger, but this card is also very strong. Like all of the Omegmons in this set is really strong. You can kind of disagree with me depending on how you want to play around with this, but overall, I think this is my opinion on the cards in the set. But yeah, I recorded this video 3 times, so I'm kind of tired and I'm kind of rambling. But this, for the most part, this set I think is really strong. Just because I put a card that is lower on the tier list doesn't mean I think it's bad. It's just not as strong as, you know, some of the other cards in the set. I think the SRs in the set is easily better than a lot of SRs in other sets, because this set is just bonkers. It's really, really strong. It definitely elevates the gameplay a lot. This set, there's counterplays in this deck, or in this game now. Like you can activate effects during opponent turn. But of course, I think the old Rosemon also has something similar to this, but this one is a more responsive thing, I guess, because you can, you know, already stop a battle, whereas the other one you can kind of play around the Rosemon. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Very, very interesting set. This set is coming out next week, so I'm very excited to build decks for this one. But yeah, if you guys have other opinions about, you know, things I missed or things that I should know about some of these cards, let me know. If they reveal another card that can help out another card, you know, by a lot, maybe I missed it, but for the most part, this is just what I think about the current SRs for this set. If you guys want to see a review for the other sets, you guys let me know, and I'll do it. But for the most part, this is what I think about the tiers. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Kartaku, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!